Welcome back with another banger. It's the React Files. Let's get straight to it.
Whoa! Oh no! Oh jeez!
I ever seen a teddy bear so real that it made the police call the coroner, y'all? They thought this joint was wrapped in real human skin, y'all. Look at it. Well, as of right now, I don't even know if they really know if it's not. But I do know somebody left this beside a gas station and the police came, they had to tape off the whole spot, y'all. This on some like Wrong Turn or some Hills Have Eyes or some Texas Chainsaw Massacre type shit. Imagine you pull up to the gas station, skirt, you hop out the whip, you walking into the gas station to go pay for the gas to get in your pump, and you see this joint sitting at the door. What's the first thing you gonna think when you see this shit? This look like some Chucky shit. Look at the joint, y'all. That joint was just sitting there. Who the fuck put it there? I know they doing an investigation. Y'all look, they was not fucking around. They got the whole shit taped off. Shorty putting on gloves, they taking this shit serious. Now let's just say this really is human skin on that teddy bear. Do you know how mental somebody gotta be to do something like this? This shit crazy, fool. I'ma keep y'all updated. Cause as of right now, like I said, they don't know if this is really real human skin or not. But they treating it as if it is. Look, they putting that joint in a bag and everything. Now, I'm not gonna lie, looking at it, like I said, it could have been all the things I named, or it could have been part of a satanic ritual. You never know. But all I do know is, I wouldn't have been around that junk.
It looked like it could just be leather, to be honest. Maybe there was some forensics on it. I ain't gonna cap. That nose looked real though. Shout out to Zay Reacts.
Please tell me how in the world New Jersey is under a state of emergency because flood warnings. New Jersey. People who actually live in New Jersey are saying they've never seen anything like this in their life as long as they've been there. And of course, you know that's not all, but we'll get to it. Because we have some extremely weird things happening in Florida. Parts of New York City are flooding as well, as we've had 6 major earthquakes happen just today alone. And without missing a beat, they're already warning about the undersea volcano the size of a city about to erupt. And of course, the hundreds of earthquakes at Mount Rainier. But all these videos you're seeing about Yellowstone are fake. We're about to get to the crazy part, trust me. So don't tell me in the comments the animals are leaving Yellowstone. This video with the bears was South Dakota. The Florida cat video was Russia. When people post knowingly fake stuff, it makes it hard for us to find the truth. So this is Florida today, right? What are the chances this insane storm comes through and just a couple days before 3 radars went offline right there? And then after that, it literally blew up into this giant crazy looking thing. What about that timing? Literally 24 hours, I believe, the radars were down, and this crazy storm comes, which is going to be responsible for the storm in the Gulf. This one. I mean, really, what if that did happen after all the flooding they just had? I cannot believe I'm still covering flooding and hurricanes have not even came yet. I'll get y'all caught up on everything else tomorrow.
Yeah, I agree. This is pretty crazy. All this flooding and bad weather and the hurricanes ain't even got here yet. With these radar systems acting up, how will we know when a hurricane pops up? If anything, have the radars on and leave a website so people can stay up to date. Because don't nobody want to play guessing games with a hurricane.
With all of these things that's going on, with the 2017 tax cuts reserved, with so much stuff that's going on that the left didn't want to happen, that you on the right said you wanted to happen, with the borders being closed, supposedly that being handled, with migrants being escorted out of this country in droves, according to you, and what you wanted, you're in an uproar off the Epstein list. That's all you've got. It's really, really surprising that this matters. Of course, I think there's a list, but I don't know. I suspect, but I have no knowledge, nor do I care. It's Friday night. I'm getting ready to go out and enjoy myself. I'm getting ready to have a nice weekend. I can give a damn about the Epstein client list. It has no effect on me whatsoever. I have a life. I don't understand for the life of me why this matters so much to these. I'm talking about people losing it. They're crying on camera. They're talking about resignations. They're pissed off about everything. I'm like, really? With all the stuff going on in this country, with all the power that you possess because of the cachet and the influence you have because of your connection to this administration, that's why you upset at Trump. I didn't blame Trump one bit for looking at them and saying, really? That really matters to you? That's really that important? Now, maybe he had a different reason for saying it, trying to be evasive or whatever. I don't know. But I do know this. In the grand scheme of things, it ain't going to affect the lives of over 200 to 300 million Americans. I think we'll be just fine without knowing whether or not there was really a client list. I think we'll be okay.
For all of you still screaming about the Jeffrey Epstein's client list, you have been missing something because you have not been digging deep enough, and there is a reason for that. Did you know P. Diddy used to have royal birthday parties? And what the bathtubs were for, I don't know. But it wasn't just royals from all over the world, it was old-time celebrities too, and some of them probably can't remember what they witnessed, if they were to ever witness anything. I found this picture of P. Diddy and Prince Albert from Monaco from 2003, and I thought, he looks familiar. And then I stumbled across this picture of Naomi Campbell and Prince Albert in St. Tropez. Yeah, I thought that sounded familiar. I was like, no, they're probably just playing swapsies because P. Diddy also dated Naomi Campbell. And then I stumbled across this article, The Real Peter Nygaard. I ended up discovering that this website is completely dedicated to the innocence of Peter Nygaard. And if you don't know who Peter Nygaard is, he is mentioned in all 3 of my pinned videos. There are tons of documentaries about him, and he was Jeffrey Epstein times 10. And look who it is. Prince Albert of Monaco. Now, what makes these friendships so unique, like the one with Naomi Campbell and Paris Hilton, are their connections to this man right here. As you will see, he lists Jessica Alba, but also Paris Hilton and Nick Carter. What are you two doing there? They frequented these kinds of parties a lot together, it seems. But I just wanted the world to know that Peter Nygaard is still alive and well, yet rotting in prison. But there is still a bunch of information out there about Peter Nygaard, and I'm just wondering why the media doesn't talk about him. And why they've intentionally hidden information about him, like on Anna Nicole Smith's documentary on Netflix. He wasn't ever mentioned, even though they had been together for 3 years. There are a bunch of other articles that connect this whole thing, like Lil Wayne's ex, Melissa Howe, revealed how she was scouted by Peter Nygaard's alleged Madame Sulin Menderos, which, if you didn't know, is now the wife of the Kardashians and the Hollywood plastic surgeon Dr. Garth Fisher. And his other alleged co-conspirator, Danny Fitzgerald, the Hollywood real estate agent, who hosts celebrities like Justin Bieber and his pastors, who ended up selling the house to Khloe Kardashian, who parties with Travis Barker and French Montana. All I'm saying is do a little bit of digging on Peter Nygaard and you might find some connections. A bunch of them. And after a little bit of digging, you will find out how he became the world leader in stem cells and where he got the stem cells from. It might take you down a little bit of a rabbit hole. Just saying.
At this point, I don't even want to know where them stem cells came from. Shout outs to A Truth for You. Also seeing Kim Porter in those pictures. The connections are insane.
How is it that my father can be convicted of 34 crimes, but no one on Epstein's list has even been brought to light? I'm trying to figure out how that's possible, right, folks? It's almost like they're trying to protect those pedophiles for some reason. I can't imagine why, right?
Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list.
Everybody in politics has a vice that's much worse than alcoholism is the way that I put it. But we
release the list.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump.
In this case, in Epstein's case, it is incredibly disturbing. We have flight logs, we have information, names that will come out.
I'm not ever going to let this story go because of what I heard from a source about Bill Clinton on a plane with Jeffrey Epstein. I'm not letting it go, ever. Ever.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking We have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable.
All of these people are in power now. All of these people could certainly release the quote unquote list. Is it exactly a list? Is it a network of contacts? Is it video footage of people that committed crimes against children? We don't know. And we may never know, which is leading some people to ask the question, like, is Trump actually in the Epstein files? And personally, my take on that is no. But what is your opinion? Because I can't reconcile this Donald Trump with the Trump that we're seeing right now, the Trump that is gaslighting the public right now, the Trump that I voted for across multiple elections. The Epstein scandal is definitely terminal cancer to Trump's MAGA movement. There's no question about that. I actually said to my husband this weekend, we were talking about it, that in order for Trump to get out of this is how bad it is, in order for him to actually make the MAGA base forget this, like potentially move on from Jeffrey Epstein, he would essentially have to come right out and repeal income tax in the United States. And then we would be extremely happy. Everyone would be very happy. And then we'd go, actually, thanks, Trump, but we still remember the Epstein scandal and we want the list. That's how bad it is. There's just no making anybody forget about this Epstein scandal.
In my opinion, if you want to make it good, release the 9/11 files. Got to give us something. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below.
Ghislaine Maxwell holds the key to so much of this. Ghislaine Maxwell is alive. She's currently in prison. She's serving a 20-year sentence for trafficking children to nobody. Remember? Her sentence, of course, is sort of a proxy. What they were going to do to Epstein, they're now doing to Maxwell. Here's what I found out yesterday. There is no further information at the FBI. The FBI doesn't really house trial evidence. The FBI doesn't prosecute people. The FBI refers for prosecution, but the Department of Justice are the prosecutors. They make the final decisions. The vast majority of the Epstein evidence currently resides inside of a place called the Southern District of New York. I was told yesterday on a phone call by a federal official, what do you want us to release? You know, there's bad images. You know, there's bad and nasty stuff there. I don't need that. Nobody needs any abuse material on the internet. That's not what we're asking for. The bloody and insulting idea that we're all like out here calling for the release of child abuse material is probably the most insulting thing about all of this, actually. That's what we're like ravenous for. Shut up! Makes me so angry because it's like attacking the base. No, what we're saying is that our own FBI has this photo. We've played it, we've shown it a million times. There's a bin of hard drives with yellow evidence tape wrapped around them, put there by Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, sure, there's probably some very naughty and very nasty photos on here. Jeffrey Epstein was a horrible person. But that's not all that's on there. How many terabytes of information are on all those hard drives? You're telling me that that's all that's on there? I don't believe you. I don't. And that only Epstein appears in all of the nasty images? What happened was an insult to all of us. Has to be fixed immediately. There needs to be press conferences on this, about how this process works, where this evidence is, why it's locked up, what it's being used for, and a promise that after Ghislaine Maxwell exhausts her last appeal, that it will all be released. All of it. There's one final fix. No statute of limitations on rape. No statute of limitations on child abuse. Has Bill Clinton ever been brought in for questioning on this? You know what a Trump administration could do to actually truly rectify all of this is to say, you know what? Not only was their client list, but one of them was a president. And so it's time to bring in Bill Clinton for some serious questioning about this. Bill Clinton had Jeffrey Epstein visit the White House dozens of times. Dozens. All right? Look at Ghislaine Maxwell here in this photo. Look at her. Glaring at, but look, they know. One of Jeffrey Epstein's victims says, he says Clinton liked him young, referring to little girls. These are in the documents. This is not up for debate. We have the evidence. Here's a way that you restore the faith in the American people. You explain what this painting is. Explain to the American, go bring Bill Clinton in and ask him, what's that exactly? Why are you wearing Monica Lewinsky's famous blue dress with DNA evidence on it in this chair? Has anybody credibly ever asked, in a real interview setting about this? Like when you're in a chair and you can't get away, that's what we need. That's how you restore faith and trust.
Wow, I didn't know that was that dress. Shout outs to Benny Johnson. I agree. When has he been brought in for questioning?
So I'm pretty sure a lot of you remember when I made this Tartarian video right here about New York City subway being Tartarian. Well, let's add to that. In 1900, they said they started the New York City subway. In 1904, they said they opened it. That means you built the whole New York City subway in 4 years. When they did open it, look at what they opened it with. Yeah, it's 1904, and you decided to open the New York City subway with all of this brickwork and all this craziness going on in the background here.
soon as you seen this picture, though, everybody should have said there's no way they built it. Because as you can see, nothing is built here to scale. They just built some Tycho Fisher-Price garbage to, make it seem like they built it. And they said they built this in 1904. Well, this right here is 08. This isn't, as you can see, this is not even finished. Do you know what this is right here? This is Penn Station. This is Penn Station. It's not even finished. You call that construction? Look, more whited out sky, just more like they just planted this stuff up there. What would that even be up there for? Look at what they're doing down there. This is 09. Now you got to think critically here, right? What you got to understand is Penn Station is the heart of New York. It's the heart of New York City subway station. It is like, when it says main terminal, you have to think of it as like a main computer chip on a motherboard on a transportation system. Meaning what? You don't build that piece last, you build it first. Let's also not forget they had a horse shit crisis in New York City. There were horses all over the place. And they couldn't manage the horse shit. That right there, that's horse shit. Hey, I'm just showing y'all, because they want to tell you they built a New York City subway and they started in 1900. You started in 1900, that means, late 1890s, you must be sitting back with your buddies, sitting around trying to figure out a way to plan this. Now, how are you sitting around trying to figure out a way to plan this if you can't even figure out how to manage horse shit? You see crisis? Crisis means, we cannot figure this out. There's horses dying all over the place. Piles of horse shit all over the place. So you're telling me you had a crisis up there. You got piles of horse shit everywhere. And in the midst of all that, you're just like, yeah, let's just design the world's largest, most intricate subway system the world's ever known. I think the fuck not. The Big Crapple. That's what they called it. Because there was so much all over the place that there was disease and famine and horses and death all over the place. But in the midst of that, they were building this. Penn Station. This big, huge, solid stone granite structure with huge columns. This right here. They had to manage to build. Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a break. Come on now. That's why they had to fake like they were making this, because they couldn't explain it. This is unexplainable. That's because it's Tartarian, as you can see. This is built for acoustics, resonance. And of course, they had to tear it down. Sad thing is, my mom actually saw this getting tore down, and she actually even said, I don't know why they're tearing this down. It looks so nice and it looks so beautiful. Destroyed. But to think these people in 1898 built a New York City subway is off a horse and buggy, hammer and chisel, is ridiculous. Especially while not being able to manage horse shit. And just for reference right now, that's Penn Station right there. I'm going to show you how deep 63rd Street, Lexington is right now. Check this video out.
New York City Underground Tunnel train system, Lexington Avenue, 63rd Street, people. Look how deep it is, people. Going up the escalator, people. This is New York City, Manhattan Underground Tunnel. Going up the escalator, people. Let's see how long it's going to take me to get back to the top. That's how deep we are, people. Escalator number 1 right here. Trying to make it back to the top. Coming from way underground, people. That's how deep it is. How did they do it, people? Going up another escalator, people. That's how deep it is, people. See that? Going up again. New York City, they're working on the escalator over there. They're working on that one. That's how deep it is, people. Underground tunnel. Going up another escalator. That's 3 escalators, people, just to get back to the top. You see that, people? Look at that. Escalator number 3. That's how deep it is. How did they do it? How did they do it, people? Do you see this, people? That's escalator number 3. Trying to make it back to Earth, people. I'm trying to make it back to Earth, people. Still trying to make it to Earth, people. Didn't make it back yet. That's how deep down I was. Lexington Avenue. Now I gotta go up some stairs, people. I'm still trying to make it to the top. Still trying to make it to the top, people. Uh-oh. I see light. Oh my God. Do you see that, people? Just to make it back to Earth. Wow, people. I made it back to the top. It took me about 15 minutes. Woo-wee. New York City, people. Manhattan. New York City. Just came out of the subway system.
I'm born and raised in New York City, and I'm telling you right now, when you're there just now watching this video again, for me it was like nostalgic because I never even realized how deep underground I was. Sometimes you go down those stairs and you just go to get your... I never even knew I was 200 feet underneath the ground. And look, Penn Station is right there. The station he just came out of is right there. As you can see, this is all connected. So you couldn't have been over here or building this and that's not done or this. You have to build it all because it all is intricately connected. There is no way they built this. And let's not forget, they could not manage horse shit. Okay, just keep that in mind, okay? They did not touch the New York City subway. This whole system is Tartarian, old world, tech. You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm with Papa Mello on this one. I don't think back in 1904 that they built the subway. Not with that horse shit crisis. Looking back, with what I know now, yeah, that place is definitely Tartarian. Shout out to the NYC.
As we drain the waters from the Great Lake, Michigan, a steel column is exposed, rising 40 feet to the ocean surface. It is a water intake station, claiming to have built this in 1865 by putting up cofferdams, pumping the water out, and then getting to the lake bottom and digging 200 more feet down. All the while, take a 90-degree turn and head 3 to 7 miles back to land with no compressed air or power tools. Plus the fury of Lake Michigan in its frozen waters in the winter. These water intake stations on Lake Michigan were built prior to the killing of the reservoir that is Lake Michigan. They didn't dig down in between cofferdams to reach the bottom and dig another 200 feet down. They just simply did it before they flooded the area. It was planned, created, and implemented by the highest concentration of Masons in the country. the Great Lakes.
This is allegedly the storm that took place over Texas, y'all. And I'm not gonna lie, I ain't never seen nothing like this. Now, people been saying, they've been asking, Grok, is this AI? And Grok said, nah. So I'm really gonna need y'all help with this one. Do y'all think this is AI? I'm gonna show y'all the video. But I'm like, what the fuck is this? Look at this shit, y'all. What the hell is that? What is that? Is that like water just pouring down in one spot? It looked like it's a fire. Look at that, y'all. Now, like I said, I don't know if that's real, but that's allegedly the video that's circulating saying that was the cloud that was over Texas, y'all. Now, if that's true, have y'all ever seen anything like that? It looked like a battle was taking place up in the clouds on some Star Wars shit. Like, was that water just dropping down profusely? Like somebody cut on a faucet and forgot to turn it off type shit. It's among other things that I want to say. Direct, blah, blah, blah. Y'all know what I'm talking about down below in the comments. Let me know.
I agree. It did look like somebody turned on a faucet. It absolutely looked like somebody turned on a faucet. But what was that fireball? Like, it's obvious whatever's in the sky is flammable. Shout out to Zay Reacts. I've never seen anything like that before.
Dr. Stephen Gray shared this image here of ETs that joined a CE5 expedition, right? Now, I've seen multiple people sharing this, and there's mixed reviews on this. Majority of people kind of losing their mind going, oh my goodness, and then there's that small portion that are a little bit like, bruv, what? And I'm in the bruv, what category, okay? So, we're looking at this image here, right? There's chairs, 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's circled these two red sort of rings at the back there with some sort of beings in nature, but I don't know, man. I can't quite get behind. I've outlined what I guess people are suggesting they're seeing, which is this, but this is the chair. These are chairs right here, okay? These aren't bodies of beings, right? This is a freaking chair, all right? If this is a being, then I don't know what to tell you. I think these beings closely resemble this, more so, in nature. A serious note, I'm not entirely sure what he's on about. I can't see what he's suggesting. I mean, there's like a few little blurry things in the background there that doesn't really suggest much that are above these chairs in nature. And I don't know, unless they're sharing a beer together, the two buds just chilling in a spirit realm, kind of chinging a Coors Light or something. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. But Dr. Gray, bruv? I don't know, man.
Oh, shit! I want a gunner. Oh, why they tripping? Oh shit! What the fuck? Hell no! Fuck your car! Hey, shit! I'm trying shit. Hey, he ain't finna hurt me. Who the fuck is that? Sean, what's up, bitch? Oh, boy, this shit like a fucking movie. Hey, y'all need to bucket that motherfucker. Oh! Damn! Damn! They ain't fucking that hoe up. Oh, shit. Who the fuck is that? What the fuck wrong with dude? Hey, y'all need to get his ass out that truck.
Everybody shit
What the fuck wrong with this boy? Fuck that nigga, let us whoop that nigga. Real bro, talking about let's end it going in pocket. Wait, yeah.
Yeah,
hey, bro, I'm ain't shit in this bitch. Boy. Oh, look at this motherfucker. This nigga came through whipping that. Everybody trying to whip his ass. I ain't gonna lie, he worked all types of things. Oh, wait a minute. Drink that. I say, don't push me. No, we have to don't push me. No, drink that. Look, you want it too. Drink that. Don't touch me. Don't push me. Stop it. Stop it. Don't touch. Oh. Stop it. Give me your hand. Stop it. Give me your hand.
And that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed the rabbit hole. If you enjoy this content, please consider to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Shout outs to the reactors. Thanks again. Till next time.